And if you just, somebody had mentioned to me today about cementing it up, then you just have a beautiful abandoned building there, just wasting away to nothing. I think if you renovate it, put it to some good use, multicultural center, recreational facility, or something, because the problem in the city is that there's nothing for the kids to do. There is nowhere for the kids to go where they can do a lot of things. Neverhand Center has some outlets, the Y has some outlets, but you need something that is big enough that the kids can go to, where they can do a lot of different things that will keep them involved, and they won't have to be sitting idly by and be targets for gangs. So I think if the building could be renovated, and if the owner would consider something along that line, I think it would be beautiful, and it's in a beautiful location for that to happen. Segue to Mr. Papalino.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and once again, thank you for this opportunity. Let me start. Was there a problem? Yes. Are we concerned about that problem? Yes. Do we have a plan about that? Yes. Are we implementing that plan? Yes. Now, let me expound upon that. I think we have to start by first understanding for 4 years this was optioned by another development company. And that's not to blame anybody, because that's not what I'm saying, but I'm back in the picture. That development company is no longer in the picture. Okay, and I don't see them in the picture. From the time I got the call from Captain DiMaggio, I think it was about an hour and a half that I came and met with you at the site, and had already talked to the commissioner from DPW. We walked it, we went around and reviewed certain areas of the perimeter security, because that is really the key. The key is to secure the perimeter. Once you don't have a secure perimeter, you obviously can't secure the building itself. Very similar to your own homes. And if somebody breaks through your front door, of course they can go through every other door. So, and we have already started working on some of those items. I spoke to Commissioner Meyer, and he pointed out a couple other things with a couple other suggestions that we will go forward with, as we always have. And I have to, just so you know, the community knows, the police have always been very vigilant about this. They have always called us when there's been a breach in our security. And, you know, given us suggestions, and we've tried to comply with it in that time. So I got to say that the police have always been very good about it with us. And we have always tried to be responsive and implement, you know, any of the suggestions. But the real problem is very much you have an unoccupied remote building. I mean, that is, you know, I mean, that's what we're really talking about. Just as you mentioned a couple others. You even mentioned School 6, which I know about. I mean, actually, we put the cowl wall windows in School 6 25 years ago when it was actually a school. So, I mean, which is even your own building, you know? And that's really the problem. It's unoccupied, and it's in a remote location where, in all honesty, the police can't even drive by it. So the real long-term solution is, as the Reverend said, get it developed. Now, there are a couple of concrete things that can move that ahead if we want to fast-track it. One of the big and important things would be to set up a road going from the JFK Marina there, so that there you can actually drive through. Now, I know there is, you know, some question on parkland and using it for a road. Interestingly enough, the JFK Marina resolution was passed in 1985 by Councilman Oxman. Is a one-line resolution which just says the JFK Marina is now dedicated park. It has no meets and bounds in the resolution. I mean, I think you can check this out, obviously.
If I may, Mr. Capalino, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, and I think that we all know there needs to be something positive done with that building, whether it's part of the master plan for the waterfront or not. Roads and things of that nature are not going to happen immediately. That's going to take time and it's going to cost a lot of money. I think for the purpose of this evening, I am more concerned about what is the status of the building right now? Is it secure? This gentleman here said that you could go behind it and there's still a way to get in. And it's in an area that is probably dangerous to the kids.